Hey everyone, do you fancy watching me make something? So this is a mould that I got really dirty with a previous job. I didn't fill the mould completely up, so some of the alcohol ink and glitters didn't get picked up by the resin. So I'm going to pour something into it to try and lift all of that off. And I'm using all these beautiful glitters. So the aqua, the silver diamonds, the opal, the pixie. And then I'm also going to be putting in these micas and this lovely blue opaque pigment. And this is going to be, in the words of Claire at Claire's Crafty Corner, this is going to be a chuck it all in kind of thing. So I'm going abstract here. First off, I'm going to brush some of the pixie glitters onto the mould. The pixie glitters are ultra fine, so they work a little bit like micas in that you can rub them on the moulds and they do stick. And then I'm just going to share out some of the glitters and some of the micas and the pigment into their little pots. Now I do reuse all of these pots, but just for the purposes of showing this video, I've decided to use fresh ones. So once I've got all of that distributed into their little pots, I will fill them all up with some resin. This is 1-to-1 mould resin that I'm using. So the same volume in A as B, so that's what I'm using there, giving them all a nice little stir with my reusable glue sticks, which I love using. I find that wood does add bubbles to resin, so I tend to try and avoid wood, although I think in a minute I do actually use a wooden stirrer, but you know, forgive me that one. Yeah, there you go. I think that's the wooden one. There we go. That's the wooden one. But I don't really care if there's bubbles in this one because it's all coloured. There's no clear at all. So as I say, this is going to be abstract. This is no plan. I know my end result is I want a kind of centre that is a bit like a galaxy. But other than that, I don't really know. I want crystally, icy, vortexy vibes. That's what I'm going for. So I'm randomly, because it's really hard to do abstract because you have to really not do a pattern. So I'm purposely trying to just chuck it anywhere. Bit of the silver diamonds, bit of the Arctic, bit of the opal glitters. So they're all just going around the edges and right up the sides as well, so that some of it's captured along the edges. And then I'm going to just pour what I fancy with the silky blue mica, and again a little bit along the edges, and abstract as I can go. Look, there's a line. That's abstract. That is so abstract. And then, you know, weirdly in my abstract head, I decided to follow the line with the blue. So I've kind of gone all the way around the outside of this very strange abstract shape. Oh, I don't even know why I spent so much time trying to be so abstract here. I could have just like dolloped it. But anyway, this is what I did. And it was fun. I really enjoyed the method. I enjoyed the mindfulness of it because hopefully most of you know that I really use arts and crafts for mindfulness. So right here now, I'm in it. I'm in the moment. I'm focusing just on this. Nothing else is creeping into my brain. I am loving this process, and hopefully you guys will do when you do your resin art as well, or any other craft that you do. So I'm kind of just building up my little abstract image. It doesn't look like anything. I'm never going to win an award for painting. I'm not, thank God it's not on canvas, hey? And we all know that resin will move anyway, so it's not going to end up like this, she says, fingers crossed, hoping. But anyway, so I'm going all the way around with the silky blue, the magic blue, the opaque blue, and then I am going to do some little dollops in the middle, because again, like I said, my one thing that I know I want is a kind of vortexy galaxy in the middle. That's the one thing I know I'm going for. Everything else doesn't matter. So I'm doing the dark, then the silky blue, then the dark again, and then I should be putting in the magic blue as well, which you can't see me do because of my gloved hand. And then I'm going to just finish off with using up these glitters along the edges. And I really want some in the middle as well to help with this galaxy theme. And again, abstract. I'm kind of going everywhere because the only thing I care about is that it looks crystally around the edges and that there's a galaxy theme in the middle, or some kind of vortexy thing in the middle. So here I am just using up all of these bits. Obviously this is sped up. I don't work this fast. If I did, oh my God, I could accomplish so much every day. So this is, I think, 3 times as fast as I actually did do it. So imagine me spending probably something in the region of 20 to 30 minutes just creating this. And as I say, I would have just been lost in that moment. It would have been giving me so much happiness just being in there. So now I'm going to pour in the clear that's left over to push everything to the edges so that when it draws back in, it will make special effects. So that clear is going in the middle. And again, that's going to help towards my aim of getting my vortex. And then with a very narrow pointer, wooden stick, I am creating my whirlpool, my vortex. I'm going round and round and round. I don't know how this is going to turn out, but I'm trying to pick it up and move everything round into kind of like a circular view. And it looks lovely at this point. But then for some reason I go in and I add some dark pigment around the outside. I think it was because I was thinking that the crystals would need something to have a backing on them. Because I didn't want it to be see-through at the edges. So I put the blue in to kind of give a base colour. I'm not pushing it down, I'm just gently sweeping it across that surface there. So that's how we're leaving it, and I will let that cure and then unmould it tomorrow.